Class is now in session. First off, I'm going to answer Ellen's question. You asked me, what would I like to do for my dream job? Now, that's a pretty simple question for me to answer. Pretty much because ever since I was quite young, I've always known a little bit what I wanted to do with my life. I had two dreams. Now, one of them was that I wanted to be like a singer or a performer. That didn't exactly happen. That's okay, because I have my second dream, which is a bit more realistic anyway, and that's that I would love to be a writer. And the bonus to that job is, in fact, that no one will judge me for singing at the top of my lungs while in my own little writer's dungeon, so I kind of get the best of both worlds with that, really, don't I? This week, what I wanted to educate you guys on, seeing as I don't really have that many talents per se, but the one thing that I am very good at is knowing how to entertain myself when I'm bored and have nothing to do, particularly on the way to the bus stop or walking or sitting at the bus stop or anything like that, you know what I mean? So I decided that this video is going to be all about my top 5 ways to entertain yourself while at the bus stop. Coming in at number 1, related to what I just said, is the thing I like to do at the bus stop is sing. And that's mostly one of those things that you can only really do when there's not many people around. But I have actually perfected the talent of sort of lip sync singing, so that I'm not making any sound, but I still kind of feel like I'm singing along. So it's sort of a midway satisfaction. Number 2 is to pretend that I'm in a movie, because I can't think of anyone who hasn't done this, on the bus, leaning with your head against the glass and your headphones in your ears, and you blink and suddenly you're in a drama film and you've got your inner monologue going along in your head.
The rain that ran down the window flashed like molten gold as the streetlights illuminated it.
Number 3 would be to draw. And now you might think that you need sort of pens and pencils and things to draw with, but you would be wrong, because you can draw just about anything. I find, you can draw in the condensation on the glass, or you can get a rock and draw on the pavement, and that makes sort of a chalk effect, so, you can draw on the pavement with that, or a stick. Honestly, get creative and you can draw with just about anything. The blood of your enemies, not that I recommend doing that in public, because it makes it a little bit obvious who's done what, and if you're going to murder someone, it's probably best to, murder them in a non-obvious way. Moving on. My number 4 thing to do would probably be to dance, because that's another thing that I do if I'm by myself at the bus stop and got my headphones in and no one's there. I just kind of have a little boogie to myself, because no one's watching and it's fun. It gets up your pent-up energy. Number 5 would definitely have to be people watching. You stare at people who are walking by and try not to be creepy, but at the same time just imagine what's going on with them in their lives. I don't know, it can be quite entertaining. Okay, that's pretty much it from me today. There are my top 5 things to do at the bus stop when you are bored. So if your phone's battery or your iPod's battery dies, feel free to indulge in one of those, or 5 at the same time. Now, before I sign off, Joe, my question to you is, if you could trade hair with anyone in the group, as in out of me and Matt, Daniel and Ellen, for a day, who would you trade with and why? But that's it from me, so I'll see you guys next week. Have fun!
It's so pink!